Hey everybody, we are here with Daniel Vitalis, and he is going to demonstrate a really powerful way to help charge water. Actually, Daniel, do you want to explain exactly what this little device does?
Yeah, actually before I want to say that the water that we're working with here is from a spring. I went yesterday and gathered this water. About 2 years ago, I was out in the deserts, Eden Hot Springs, Arizona, and somebody came up to me, looked me straight in the eye and told me, Daniel, never ever drink bottled water again. Only drink fresh spring water you gather yourself, and if you can't get it, drink your own urine. And I thought that sounded insane, and I didn't think that would be possible for me to do that. And then over the last 2 years, that's what I've done. And my strategy's been to go from town to town whenever I'm traveling and basically stop people on the street or in health food stores and ask them if they know where there's a spring. And typically after a few people, someone will remember a spring they used to go to when they were kids with their family, and they'll give me directions and I'll go. And so I travel with these bottles. Here, these two plastic bottles.
6 gallons each, correct?
Which are 6 gallons each, and you'll notice they don't have a handle like a lot of the other bottles that you're used to, the 5 gallon. I've customized them a bit by putting a thermometer on them so I can keep a track of the water temperature that I have. So you can see over here, this one we're below the 58 mark here, so I know this water's good and cold still from being in the ground.
So what's the point of keeping a cooler? Is it keep it structured?
Yeah, because water, when it comes out of ideally water wants to be around 4 degrees Celsius when it comes out of a really good spring. Seepage springs, which are a different kind of spring, which we're more used to, in places like this, they're going to be the temperature of the bedrock they're flowing along. And so they'll come out somewhere 8 degrees Celsius about. The closer you can keep it to that temperature, the longer you can keep it at that temperature, the longer you'll have quality water. And so that's the problem with a lot of bottled waters, is that they've lost their structure. They've lost the liquid crystal structure, and they go flat. And so most people don't actually distinguish between different waters because they've only ever had flat waters, and they all kind of seem really similar. But when you get used to water from in the ground, you start to notice there's a profound difference. So what I do is I get these bottles out of the ground, and then I wrap them up. So you saw I had a towel wrapped around that, and that's to insulate it. That's one strategy here. I've got a down vest on this one here. This is my bottle for home.
That's glass.
Not real practical for me when I'm traveling because it's extremely heavy, and it's kind of awkward to lug around. But that's my favorite bottle, and that bottle stays cold for a long time. And the water tastes obviously a lot better out of that than it does out of the plastic bottles.
Where do you get those? Where do you get these containers?
So I've been all over. I go to antique stores to get bottles. This is a bottle I got at a friend of mine got at a yard sale. This is my personal water bottle, which has like a self-vortexing. When you tip it upside down to drink out of it, the water actually vortexes itself, which is pretty cool. You see the bubbles will shoot right up there in a spiral.
Absolutely. And can you just talk a little bit about the power of vortexing?
Yeah, well, the power of vortexing is interesting. There's a lot of science, but there's also a lot of mystery to it, and we'll actually see it. We're gonna set up a vortex so you can see that, and I'll explain it then.